Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video, we are going to see Wipro technical plus HR interview questions that are most asked, in the Wipro interviews. So practicing these questions will give you an upper hand so that when you will appear for your Wipro interview, there are very high chances that you can also get some of the questions repeated from these questions that we have here. So before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, as I regularly post these kinds of helpful videos on my channel. Let's get started with the first question. So how we will be proceeding in this video is, first we will be taking a look at some of the technical interview questions, and then we will be moving on towards the HR related interview questions. Okay. So the first technical interview question that we have is, what is the difference between C and C++? Okay. So these types of difference based questions are very common in Wipro interviews. So you should be well prepared for it. Okay. So C is a procedural programming language that focuses on functions and structured programming, while C++ is an object-oriented programming language that introduces concepts like classes, objects, inheritance, and polymorphism. C++ is essentially an extension of C, which additional features for object-oriented design. C is often used for system-level programming, whereas C++ is preferred for application requiring complex data structures and reusable code. Now there are some points to note in this one. While you are talking about C++, so if you have noticed, we have talked about OOPS, right, which is object oriented programming, and then we have also told some of the principles of OOPS or features of OOPS like class and objects, inheritance, polymorphism. So while giving this answer, you should also be ready that next question can arise on these principles of OOPS also. Okay, so whatever you are telling in your answer, you should be aware of what all those things are. Okay, and I have taken a big answer here, but it does not matter that you also have to say this long of an answer. Your answer should be around 30 seconds or 40 seconds. It is more than enough. It should not be too long also and too short also. So I have taken some more content so that you can pick out the content from this one and speak at least some part of it, okay, in your interview question. Let's move on now to the next question that we have. The next question is, explain the concept of OOPS. As I told you, right? So if you are saying or mentioning about OOPS and its principle in one of your answers, there are high chances then that the upcoming answer is going to be on OOPS and its principle. So let's see how can you answer that. So OOPS, basically OOPS stands for object oriented programming. It is a programming paradigm that organizes software design around objects rather than functions and logic. It is based on 4 key principles, or we also call them as pillars of OOPS. Okay. So the 4 principles are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. Now, to give a very summarize or a very short idea of what encapsulation is bundling data and methods. Inheritance is creating new classes from existing ones. Polymorphism is using a single interface for different data types. Abstraction is hiding complex details and showing only the essential features. OOPS makes code more modular, reusable, and easier to maintain. Okay, so guys, see, this question was based on OOPS, so you just have to name the principles. But if you are asked separately about one of the principles, then you have to talk in detail about that also. Okay, and here you can see these are some of the features or principles in which classes and objects are also part of OOPS itself. Okay, hope it is clear. Moving on to the next one. What is a pointer in C? So let's see the answer for this one. A pointer in C is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. It allows direct access to the memory locations, enabling direct memory allocation, efficient array handling, and manipulation of complex data structures like linked lists and trees. Pointers are powerful but require careful handling to avoid issues like memory leaks or segment faults. Here we have an example also. So for example, here you can see we have a variable num which is storing the value 26 in it. Okay, and then this is the memory address for it. Okay, memory address. Now this memory address is pointing to where this, okay, this memory address is stored in this location. So this is what the pointer is. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. What is the difference between SQL and no SQL? Okay, let's see the answer for this one. SQL databases are relational. Okay, relational means what? Table based. Okay, you can say table based or structured. Okay, relational table-based databases that use structured query language, that is SQL, for defining and manipulating data. Now, what is manipulating data? Which means fetching out the data or changing any data in the database. They are ideal for complex queries and transactions. NoSQL databases, on the other hand, are non-relational and can store data in various forms like key value pairs, documents, or graphs. NoSQL is more scalable and flexible, making it suitable for handling large volumes of unstructured data. So here you can see in SQL example, we have a table kind of format, and in NoSQL we have a graph kind of format. Okay, now I hope it is very clear to you. Basically, SQL are structured data and NoSQL is unstructured data. Moving on to the next one. What is the difference between stack and queue? So these types of data structures based differences can also be asked. Okay, let's see the answer for this one. A stack is a linear data structure that follows LIFO. LIFO stands for last in first out principle, meaning that the last element is added is the first one to be removed. It is commonly used in scenarios like function call stacks. A queue, on the other hand, follows FIFO, which is first in first out principle, where the first element added is the first one to be removed. Queues are often used in scheduling and buffering applications. So see, we have two real life examples of stack and queues. Stack is what? Stack is represented in this way. Okay, so if we have elements like 1, 2 and 3 that we need to enter and take out from this stack, then initially we will enter 1, then we will enter 2 and then we will enter 3. Okay, and now when we have to take out, this takeout is called as pop operation in stack. Okay, so initially we have to take 3 out, okay, because whichever was the last entered value will come out, okay, and then only 2 can come out and then 1 will come out. So this will be our output for the given input, which was 1, 2, 3. Okay, hope you have understood it. Now let's understand about queue. So queue is a linear data structure in this way again. So in queue, if we have the inputs as 1, 2 and 3, so initially 1 will be entered, then 2 and then 3. So first in first out is what? Whichever element was first inserted will only come out first. Okay, so output will be 1, first 1 will come out and then 2 and then 3. Okay, so for the input 1, 2 and 3, the output will also be 1, 2 and 3. So you can see the real life example is what? Of stack. We have a stack of books, right? So whichever book is on the top, that needs to be taken out first, right? And then next book we will take out. In the same way, if we have a queue, a line of people, right? So the one who is standing in the front of the line will be served first, and then the one which are on the later part of the queue, right? So hope this makes sense for difference between stacks and queues. Moving on to the next question. What is the difference between Java and JavaScript? Okay, so sometimes these language based differences can also be asked just to confuse you if you are not like clear with your basics. So first thing that you have to say that there is no major similarities between Java and JavaScript. It is just that they have similar names. Okay, JavaScript has the word Java in it. That's it. So let's see the actual answer what you can say for this one. Java is a statically typed object oriented programming language primarily used for backend development, mobile apps, and which is Android, and enterprise level applications. Whereas JavaScript, on the other hand, is a dynamically typed scripting language used for front-end web development to create interactive and dynamic web pages. While both have similar names, they serve entirely different purposes and are used in different contexts. Okay, hope this makes clear the difference between Java and JavaScript. Moving on to the next question. What is constructor in Java? Okay, so let's see the answer for this one. A constructor in Java is a special method used to initialize objects. It has same name as class and does not have a return type. Constructors are called automatically when an object is created and are used to set initial values for object attributes. There are two types of constructors: default constructors and parameterized constructors. So guys, you should also know what are default constructors. Default constructors are those which have no arguments, and parameterized constructors are those which have arguments. Okay, so this is the answer for what is the constructor in Java. So constructor in Java, or you can also get question on constructor in C++. Basically the main aim is to answer what is a constructor. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is the difference between array list and linked list? Okay, so again we have two data structures, which is array and linked list, and we have to tell the difference between those two data structures. Basically array is called as array list in Java, so that is why we are using the term array list here. Let's see the answer for this question. Array list is a resizable array implementation of list interface, providing fast random access but slower insertions and deletions due to shifting of elements. Linked list, on the other hand, is a doubly linked list implementation offering faster insertion and deletions but slower random access. Array list is a better for scenarios with frequent read operations, while linked list is preferred for frequent modifications. So you can see the example here. This is how array list looks like, and this is how linked list looks like, which have like front pointer, back pointer to move. Okay, and we have also told in the last sentence that when both are useful. Okay, so if we have scenario where we just need to read the perform the read operation, okay, then array list is much better or preferable. But if we have the requirement as in like we need to do frequent modifications, then linked list is more preferable in that case. Moving on to the next question. What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Okay, let's see the answer for this question. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is an unsecure protocol used for transmitting data over the web, while HTTPS, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure, is a secure version that use SSL or TLS encryption to protect data during transmission. HTTPS ensures data integrity, authentication, confidentiality, making it essential for secure transactions like online banking or e-commerce. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is deadlock in operating system? So now we have a question from operating systems. Let's see what can be the answer for this one. A deadlock is a situation in which two or more processes are unable to proceed because each is waiting for the other to release a resource. It occurs when four conditions are met, which is mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait. Deadlocks can be prevented by avoiding these conditions or resolved using techniques like resource allocation graphs or timeouts. So see, let's understand with this diagram what is deadlock scenario. So see, we have two resources, okay, and these two resources are requesting two processes. Okay, so resource 1 is requesting for process 2, whereas resource 2 is requesting for process 1. And now already resource 1 has occupied process 1. So until and unless resource 1 releases P1, resource 2 cannot have P1, right? In the same way, until and unless resource 2 releases P2, resource 1 cannot have it. So both are occupying one resource and they are not ready to leave, and they are like requesting the resource of resource which other one is occupying. So this is a deadlock scenario, that until and unless you release the deadlock, you release the process, I won't be able to take it, right? So this is kind of called as deadlock scenario, and there are different methods to get rid of deadlock scenarios. Basically there are four conditions which we have mentioned: mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no preemption, and circular wait. If these four are met, then deadlocks can be avoided. Moving on to the next question. What is normalization is database? Okay, let's see the answer for this question. Normalization is the process of organizing data in a database to reduce redundancy and improve data integrity. It involves dividing large tables into smaller related tables and defining relations between them using primary and foreign keys. The main normal forms are 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and BCNF, which is Boyce Codd normal form, each addressing specific types of redundancy and dependency issues. Okay, so this was the question from databases. Let's move on now to the next question. What is the difference between primary key and foreign key? Again, we have one more question based on databases only. Let's see. This is the most asked question actually. Let's see. A primary key is a unique identifier for a record in a table, ensuring that no two rows have similar values. A foreign key, on the other hand, is a field in one table that reference with the primary key of another table, establishing a relationship between two tables. While a primary key ensures uniqueness within a table, a foreign key ensures referential integrity between two tables. Okay, so suppose if we have one table, then primary key is like for uniqueness is within one table, whereas foreign key is acting as a reference between two tables. Okay, hope you have understood it. Moving on now to the next question. What is the difference between abstraction and encapsulation? So now you can also get questions on differences between OOPS principles. Okay, let's see the answer for this question. Abstraction focuses on hiding implementation details and showing only the essential features of an object, making it easier to understand and use. Encapsulation, on the other hand, binds the data and methods into a single unit and restricts access to the data using modifiers like private, public, or protected. Abstraction simplifies complexity, while encapsulation ensures data security. Hope this answer is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. What is the difference between process and thread? So some question on operating systems again. Let's see the answer for this one. A process is an independent program in execution with its own memory space, while a thread is a subset of a process that shares same memory space. Processes are heavier and require more resources, whereas threads are lighter and allow concurrent execution within a process. Threads are used to improve performance by enabling parallel execution of tasks. So you can see in one process we can have multiple threads which are concurrently executed within a process. Let's now move on to the next question. What is the difference between black box testing and white box testing? Some questions, general questions based on testing. Let's see that the answer for this one. Black box testing focuses on functionality of the software without knowing the internal code structure. It is performed from the user perspective to ensure that the software meet requirements. White box testing, on the other hand, involves testing in internal structure design and code of the software. It is performed by developers to ensure code quality and logic correctness. Okay, moving on to the next question. Now we are on HR based questions. Okay, so going forward, we will see most asked HR interview questions that are asked in Wipro. Let's start with the first question. So tell me about yourself. Okay, so see, this is the usually this will be our first question, that tell me about yourself or introduce yourself. While answering these questions, you have to take care of few things. You have to talk about your educational qualifications. If you have any experience, okay, like your internships or any like work experience that you have to mention that. Okay, whatever project that you have worked upon and whatever is your skill set, you have to mention all of that. And if there is something which you have done extracurricular and which can be showcaseable in an interview setting, then you can mention that also. So your introduction should include all this, and your introduction should not be 40 to 60 seconds long. Okay, keep it short and sweet. Let's see the answer for this one. I'm a recent graduate in computer science from XYZ University with a strong foundation in programming languages like Java and Python. During my academic journey, I worked on several projects, including web-based inventory management system, which helped me develop problem solving and teamwork skills. I am passionate about technology and eager to contribute to innovative projects at Wipro. Let's move on to the next question now. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So my strengths include strong analytical skills, adaptability, and ability to work well in teams. I am also a quick learner and can handle pressure effectively. As for weakness, I sometimes get too focused on details, which can slow me down. However, I am working on balancing attention to detail with efficient to improve my productivity. So you also have to tell one such weakness which also showcase your good quality only, that is focus to detail in this case. Moving on to the next one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Let's see the answer for this question. In 5 years, I see myself as a skilled software engineer with expertise in emerging technologies like AI and cloud computing. I aim to take on more responsibilities, lead projects, and contribute to company's growth. I also plan to continuously upskill myself to stay ahead in ever evolving tech industry. Okay, let's move on now to the next question. How do you handle pressure or tight deadlines? The answer for this question can be, I handle pressure by staying organized and prioritizing tasks based on their urgency and importance. I break down complex tasks into smaller manageable steps and focuses on one thing at a time. Additionally, I maintain a positive attitude and remind myself that challenge as opportunities to learn and grow. Let's move on now to the next question that we have. What motivates you to work here, or what motivates you to work for this company? I'm motivated by the challenges and opportunity to learn new things. Solving complex problems and seeing the impact of my work on the organization and its clients gives me a sense of accomplishment. I also find motivation in working with talented teams and contributing to meaningful projects. Basically, whatever the outcome that I get after working, that is my main source of motivation. Moving on to the next question. Describe a situation where you faced conflict in a team and how did you resolve it? Let's see the answer for this question. During a group project, two team members had different opinions on the approach of a problem. I facilitated a discussion where everyone shared their perspectives. After listening to both sides, I suggested a compromise that incorporated the best aspects of both the ideas. This not only resolved the conflict but improved team collaboration and quality of our project also. Let's look at our next question that we have. What is your greatest achievement? My greatest achievement was leading a team to develop a mobile app for college events. Despite tight deadlines and technical challenges, we delivered a user-friendly app that received positive feedback from students and faculty. This experience taught me the importance of teamwork, time management, and perseverance. So you can also share one such achievement of yours. Okay. Moving on to the next one. How do you stay updated with the latest technologies? I stay updated by reading tech blogs, following industry leaders on social media, and taking online courses on platforms like Coursera and Udemy. I also participate in hackathons and tech meetups to learn from peers and expertise. This helps me stay informed about the latest trends, tools in the industry. Moving on to the next question. Why should we hire you? You should hire me because I bring a strong technical foundation, a passion for learning, and collaborative mindset. My problem solving skills and dedication to delivering quality work align with Wipro's value. I'm eager to contribute to Wipro's innovative projects and grow as a professional within the organization. Moving on, what are your salary expectations? So guys, usually if you're a fresher, you won't get this question, but if you have some experience or if you're applying for a lateral role, you can expect this question also. How can you answer this question? I am open to discussing a salary that aligns with industry standards and reflects my skills and experience. I'm more focused on the opportunity to grow, learn, and contribute to company's success. I believe that right role and growth opportunities are more important than initial salary. Moving on, how do you handle failure in your job? So I view failure as a learning opportunity. When I face setbacks, I analyze what went wrong, identify areas for improvement if there are any, and apply those lessons to the future task. This approach helps me grow and ensures better outcomes in future. I believe that failure is a stepping stone to success. Moving on to the next question. What do you know about companies' values and culture? Companies' values include integrity, respect, and excellence. Companies fosters a culture of innovation, collaboration, and continuous learning. This organization is also committed to sustainability and social responsibility, which resonates with my personal and professional values. I admire Wipro's focus on creating a positive impact on society. Okay. Moving on to the next question. Are you ready to relocate or are you willing to relocate? So you have to answer always yes for this types of questions. Yes, I am open to relocating if role requires it. I am flexible and willing to adapt to new environments for the right opportunity. Relocating would also give me the chance to experience new cultures, work with diverse teams, which I see as a valuable learning and experience. Moving on. Do you have any questions for us? So I would highly recommend you that you also should ask at least one basic questions by the end of your interview. The question should be easier and should not put interviewer in a dilemma and can easily be answered by interviewer. Why we are asking this question? So that interviewer will get an impression that you are really interested in this job and are proactively looking forward to it. Let's see one of the sample answers that you can ask. Yes, I would like to know more about the training and development opportunities at the company. Or you can ask this question, that is, could you also share some more insights about the team that I will be working, what kinds of project I will be involved in, additionally how companies support employee growth and work-life balance. So see, there were 3 questions, but definitely you do not have to ask 3 questions, that will be too much. You just have to ask one question out of these 3 which you feel good. So let's see next question. Why do you want to join Wipro? Wipro is a globally recognized IT company known for its innovation, employee-centric culture, and commitment to digital transformation. I admire Wipro's focus on delivering cutting-edge solutions to clients and its emphasis on continuous learning. Joining Wipro would provide me the opportunity to grow professionally while contributing to meaningful projects. Okay. So guys, that's all for this video. If you have any doubts in any of the questions, you can let me know in the comment section. If you have any other doubts regarding your interviews, you can share that too in the comment section. I just want one help from you, that if you clear your Wipro interviews, please come back to this video and write down your review in the comment section if this has helped in clearing your interviews or not. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest regular updates and similar videos from my channel. That's all for this video and thanks for watching the video. I will see you next time.